Ready? And work mode. Okay, so we are on the set of The Vampire Diaries with Miss Candice Accola. So all the way back to episode 1, I feel like the whole sort of Klaus in Tyler thing, we've made all the jokes we can make about it. We're moving on.
Make a joke about it.
We've gone there already. But, Caroline knows Tyler pretty well.
Yes.
So, can we hope that she figures it out pretty quickly?
We will see Caroline figure it out.
Okay,
and
good.
she will have a reaction. She will have some choice words. And, but it's a lot of, for Caroline, as soon as we get back into, for everybody, as soon as we get back into episode 1 of season 4, crazy, everyone's emotions are incredibly heightened. I think that's just kind of the overall theme. It's everything is life and death. Everything is heightened, and even if it's not the true to form life and death, everything emotionally feels like it's life or death.
Once Klaus gets his body back, how are Caroline and Tyler faring at this point as just Caroline and Tyler? When we last saw them, they were about to run away together because the council was chasing them down. Where does their relationship stand right now?
Well, now that considering that we are on episode 7, what I really like is in having the time to really think about it and watch where the writers are starting to take it. It makes complete sense that they were at this amazing, incredibly naive, incredibly hopeful, incredibly young and innocent, at a wonderful point in their relationship where they're essentially forget this, we're gonna run away, we have each other, that's all we need, we have us, we have our love.
Oh, high school.
Oh, yes, let's throw in some reality here, because it's very true to life. I feel like that parallels a lot in the real world, is that, that you can have this amazing, we're so much in love, but you have to be able to handle the real life situations, and you have to be able to talk about things, and and so for them, they were about to run away together,
hunters.
and yes, and these things are now vampire hunters, or just other friends, or having other circumstances, and Klaus still is going to play a part in kind of tormenting their relationship, but basically they're going to be faced with the reality of romance, and for some couples I think that they can flourish under that, and for others I think it's crippling, and so for them they're still finding their footing within that.
The fans are so excited about it.
Which is so funny to me.
It's like the new Delina.
I know. Klaroline is the new Delina.
Yes. But I don't know. I was just talking to Joseph about this. Caroline is this beacon of light on the show. She's good and she's honest, and then he is obviously sort of the dark villain of the show, and if there's ever going to be anything between them, they're going to have to sort of compromise that. Do you think Caroline has a dark side that could warm up to Klaus? He's tried to kill her best friend a whole bunch of times.
Yes, a lot of times. I think that everyone has a dark side.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not just quoting Kelly Clarkson's song.
But you are.
But I am. Because what doesn't kill us makes us stronger, and everyone has a dark side. And I love Kelly Clarkson. And no, but it's true. And so I think that, and especially in young relationships, you do compromise yourself, and you can compromise, your thoughts and your morals and your beliefs, and not just pertaining to young relationships, but I think that's more common in young relationships. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I necessarily see Klaus compromising too much, but and this is also nothing that's happened in these coming
just
episodes, but this
speculation.
is just speculation. I think there's definitely a possibility that we could see Caroline compromise herself for a relationship.
Well, she does. That's kind of where she started.
It's very much where she started, and as strong as she is now, I think that that's very normal when you're growing up, is you figure yourself out, and you're oh yeah, now I have it figured out, and then you're oh no I don't, and then you go, oh now I have it figured out, and you go, no, not so much, but you have a little bit more figured out.
When do we get to figure it out though, really?
I don't think we do.
I'm still waiting on that moment.
Betty White has it figured out.
Wow, if she's gonna you know, if she's going to give him a chance, she's going to kind of have to forgive him for the whole Aunt Jenna thing and all of that kind
little
of
thing.
terrible stuff, that little thing we don't like to talk about. Yeah, so I think so, yeah, there's going to have to be some huge compromise. I mean, I think the compromise would have to be on his side, really. I'm not sure how willing she would be to move towards the dark side, although anything can happen.
You never know.
Mm-hmm.
How does Tyler factor into all of this? I mean, where does Klaus last year we kind of assumed that the sire bond was broken, but now Klaus has occupied Tyler's body literally. So I think we can assume that there's still some connection between these two guys that I assume Tyler doesn't really love.
He doesn't, and Klaus is, you know, continues to try and find ways to manipulate Tyler, and also to sort of, you know, like it started with him encouraging Tyler to bite Caroline, and then swooping in like a hero to rescue her. Even though, and everyone seemed to forget that he was the one that persuaded.
Yeah,
Tyler
that
to
was
bite
the
him in
scene that
first
everyone
place.
was like, "Oh my God, Klaus and Caroline." And I was like, "He's the one who put her there."
Right. But people just kind of let that go, you know. So it's there's definitely, you know, definitely, like you say, a love triangle there, and I definitely have I've had some scenes, some stuff with Michael already. So there's a bunch of things going on there. But you know, Tyler's he's deep down, ultimately, he's a good guy. He's honourable now, at least. So I think it's difficult for Klaus to compete with him, you know, in terms of honour, because of all the sort of terrible things that he's done. So, you know, that he finds other ways to kind of
It's the accent.
put himself up. It's just the accent, the voice. Although I was saying yesterday, you know, it's no secret that they hired Todd Williams as Connor. You heard that guy's voice, man? That was my thing. Now he's not British or anything, but he has this
He's got
deep,
the
resonant
voice.
voice. That's amazing. We did the read through. I was like, what's he doing? Come on,
Didn't
man.
get approval there.